Hello, guys and gals, and this is a movie review for this is DC's The Legion of Super Pets, I believe. Actually, I was over at Macomb, Macomb, Illinois, and this movie was still showing in theaters, so that's kind of cool. I guess it was really, really popular or something. Anyways, it's a copy I rented from Redbox. Hence, just seeing the DVD and the little plastic case. Finally, they fixed the Redbox machine because it was out by out the kiosk was like totally not working for like 3 weeks, and then it worked for a little while, then it was out for like a week, and then it came back. So I'm really kind of skeptical about renting things from Redbox if they can't really keep their kiosks working. But it was working, and I rented it. I actually rented this movie twice. Anyways, I had to make sure I took it back. Yes, I did. Okay. Anyways, this had what I would call an all-star cast. I wasn't familiar with some of the people that had big name roles. I noticed that several were SNL Saturday Night Live alumni, which is really pretty cool, and that's what you like to see in a funny movie. A comedy film. This was an animated movie. Maybe computer generated would be a better term. For me, animation and computer CGI is about the same thing for the most part. So for the sake of argument, it was an animated film. It wasn't. I separate movies into two categories: real life and animated or CGI. So this was not a real life thing. Thankfully, they haven't taken thankfully DC hasn't taken Disney's route yet of basically making all their movies into real life things, which I don't know. You'd think they could do better things with their movies than that. Now, I don't have anything against Disney revamping or remaking their movies into real life graphics and stuff like that, as long as they add stuff. If it as long as it isn't like a frame by frame complete retooling, then because I love the real life the Disney's remake of Beauty and the Beast. Some people didn't like that the actors didn't have quite the right accent or something like that, but I didn't even notice that. They added extra lore, which was really awesome, and so I really did like that one. I also liked Pete's Dragon. Then again, I had never actually seen the cartoon version of Pete's Dragon, so maybe it'd be different. Also, like that they made him a fur dragon. But anyways, this is about DC, and DC has an expansive, very, very nice animated universe. Even the Lego universe is pretty cool. That's like with the Flash and stuff. Yeah, I love the. I don't know if I ever did a movie review of it, but there was the Super Pets were also featured in a Lego movie that was really cool. Had the Flash and the Speed Force and stuff like that. I forget what it was called. Um, I'll try to remember and have that in the description. Um, but it was really, really good. I was thinking Rage of Atlantis, but that was something different. That was a Lego film, but it didn't have the Super Pets in it. Anyways, so as a little backtracking, there were some Super Pets here that I don't think were canon, which is perfectly fine. Um, because I was already familiar with Crypto. I mean, I grew up, reading the Superman comics that had Crypto, Crypto the Super Dog, and I was even familiar with Ace the Bat Hound. I was familiar with that too. Granted, they do have different origins here, minus Crypto, and I believe in the comic books, Crypto came along later. He wasn't exactly, in the same spacecraft as Superman. At least not in the movie canon, in the 80s version of Superman 1. Pretty sure that Kal-El was the only one in the spacecraft there. I believe that in the comic also Crypto came along later in a different spaceship. Anyways, but that's beside the point. Um how long have I been recording? Oh wow. Okay. So usually my reviews are done by now. I haven't gotten really into this one, and I'm sorry about that. I'm rambling. Here. Okay, so anyways, there I'm not sure that I'm familiar with some of the super pets that were in here, which is perfectly fine. Um, I remember the Pet Avengers, I believe it was, and there was this comic series that had like Lockheed from Kitty Pryde's. I don't think he was actually a pet. He was actually a sentient being that could speak like 1,000 languages. But there's like several different popular super pets that even Throg, I think, the frog Thor and stuff like that. And they went around collecting the Infinity Stones for Reed Richards. I don't think that he even asked them to do that. Um, but that looked like that was an interesting series, actually. But it also featured the super pets. This one featured. I'll have to try and remember them all because it's a few days after I've seen the movie. I've kind of let all of that information sink in. There was, of course, Crypto and Ace the Bat Hound. And they did give them unique superpowers that kind of complemented um, the superhero counterpart. But in this movie, they're all like in a pet shelter. Anyways, Lulu is well, let's just start from some of the themes that are in this movie. One of the big themes here is rejection. And we're gonna go over that. And this is gonna be spoiler free, of course. But let's just say that rejection really plays a role here. Most of the animals that, minus Crypto, most of the animals that get the superpowers, which is by a very interesting means I never heard of before, um, which was a really nice dynamic, by the way. I think it was really creative and well written. A movie device that was really, really well thought out. Um, all the super pets, minus Crypto, were all basic shelter pets. So I think that one of the themes here was, to point out that shelters do exist and that there are animals that need adopting, which is nice little theme to have in there too. And each of the pets got special powers. Now, it was really a unique shelter because there was a pot-bellied pig, which really isn't all that uncommon. I know that between here and Canton, Illinois, there's a place that has like a whole bunch of pot-bellied pigs. I think they breed them or something. And so, and the person who used to help my grandmother when she was living at home had a helper that really wanted a pot-bellied pig later. And so they're kind of popular as pets. So I could see a pot-bellied pig being, in an animal shelter. Um, it did point out how popular cats were, because kittens would go out, but this demographic of pets never would. Ace was always trying to escape, um, and they really they changed his backstory a little bit too, but I think they made it a little bit more poignant with the way they retold it, um, which was fine. There's also a squirrel, and you usually don't find squirrels in an animal shelter because they're like wild. But I really felt. Oh, and there was also a turtle, which was pretty cool. Anyways, all these different pets, they all work together, or and they got to know each other really well because they were basically all in the same shelter for an extended period of time. It's never known how long. Anyways, I thought this movie was really, really good. It was very well paced and really, really unique. Also, you want to stick around for the post credit scene because it's just hilarious. Um, but as for the notable cast, there's The Rock, of course, Dwayne Johnson. I think he actually voices several characters, especially if you stay for the post-credit scene. Since, yeah, I'm not gonna spoil any of that. But anyways, yeah, and there's also little inside jokes too. Um, the point is that crypto is a little bit of a celebrity, not to be confused with cryptocurrency. Because there's like 20, 30,000 cryptocurrencies out there, and I don't know how that they can possibly exist. But anyways, crypto. He's kind of a celebrity, so he doesn't really know how to be a real dog, basically. So when something bad happens to Superman and the entire Justice League, let me see, the Justice League was composed of, in this movie anyways, Aquaman, Green Lantern, I believe it was the Jessica Cruz Green Lantern, um, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Cyborg, Batman, Superman, The Flash. I believe that's all. If I'm leaving any of them out, then I apologize. But the entire Justice League ends up getting captured, and it's up to the Super Pets to save the day. And that really isn't much of a spoiler because that happens basically early on. Um, Lulu, who is a not to be confused with a hamster. They hate it when you call them a hamster. If they're a guinea pig. Um, was voiced by I would say Kate McKinnon of SNL fame, Saturday Night Live. Wonderful actress. Love all of her work. Actually, I think that her being in the all-female Ghostbusters movie actually made the movie palatable. Um, One of my favorite characters by far um, in that particular movie, but we don't really talk about that movie because it was kind of terrible. Um, but she, I've yet to find a movie that has her in it that I don't like because she's just really gifted. Um, and she was Lulu, this guinea pig who is also in this homeless shelter. Except that she's like a genius, and Lex Luthor experimented on her or something, which she didn't mind. Anyways, and then there's the whole theme of rejection, um, which is really prominent throughout the movie, and even adjusting and coping and all that good stuff. How long are we in? I don't want this to be going very. Oh, man, this goes live in. Oh boy, an hour. I put off recording this. Anyway, I felt the movie was wonderful, and you should check it out if you like DC Comics, especially if you like animals. If you're an animal lover, this movie is great. Um, I saw some really interesting complaints or something about the movie. I don't know. But you'll have that complaints like this a lot with all the newer movies. I want to say. Um, I thought the movie was very well written. Even for purists, I think even comic purists would like it. They had to change some of the. I mean, they added the potbelly pig, I think, the turtle, and I want to say, well, but they didn't add this the chipmunk. The squirrel was in the comics too, and actually the squirrel was in the Flash movie. I'm gonna have to find out what that movie was. Let's see. I'm gonna pause for a second. Thank you for holding. I found it. It was Lego DC Comics Superheroes The Flash, I believe, that had the Super Pets in it. And I should probably do a movie review of that because it's just really amazing. It's probably one of my favorite Lego movies, minus Lego Batman, because Lego Batman is just like way up there, and then the Lego movie's way up there too, and the Lego Movie 2 is up there. Just because of how much meta stuff there is. But that's just basically in the context of the Super Pets themselves. I could give a quick synopsis of that movie. That one, not this one. The Flash Lego movie, what actually is the Flash loses the Speed Force and has to go through a bunch of trials to get it back. All the while, Reverse Flash takes over his identity and captures the Justice League, and then the Super Pets have to go and save the day. Um, Except that one also had Aquaman's seahorse named Storm in it, I believe, and several of the other. I kind of really want to see that movie now. The Flash. I'll have to see if I can find that one and then watch and do a review of that one because I'm really excited about doing a review of that one. But this movie, okay, DC. Okay, let's dilute this down into TLDR. Too long, did read. We're going to just summarize this movie in as concise a package as possible. Okay, so okay, let's see. DC Legion of Super Pets. It was, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion. You can either take my opinion or leave it. Either way is fine. Was a very good movie. It did have some, well, I would say, interesting humor that might not translate too well. But I think that most of that was played up for laughs, and it wasn't really all that offensive. I didn't find. When you're dealing with a movie that has pets, then there's bound to be some toilet humor, and that's totally acceptable. Anyways, um, okay, this movie I thought was amazing. It had an all-star cast. It shows that a lot of love went into the movie. It is somewhat true, or true enough to the source material to be very viable. It has um, genuine emotional, sentimental moments, and it has an overall positive message. It's a movie that I'd highly recommend you check out. If you can find it, it's over in the red box, provided their kiosk actually works. I'm beginning to wonder. And it makes me nervous to actually borrow movies from there because I don't know if when I go back there, if the kiosk is going to be broken again. I don't know. But anyways, I thought this movie was amazing and that you should check it out. I thought the movie was very well paced. I thought that the movie was very, very good. And I thought the movie was very well made. Hopefully they make a sequel. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe, ring the bell so you know when I upload. Also, if you want to support me in any way or if you want to join the Discord server, all the information will be in the description below. And so, thanks for watching, everyone. You are loved and have a great day.